All right, what's up, guys? Pitman here. So let's check out The Last of Us Part 1, some rebuilt features and gameplay for PS5. Let's check this out. See if there's any differences.
I'm coming.
More than 2 years ago, when we were finishing Last of Us Part 2, and we were working on those flashbacks within that scene for the first game, we got excited with the idea of like, oh man, what if we made The Last of Us Part 1 to look as good, if not better, than what we have done
Completely
with Last of Us
messed up
Part
Part
2,
2.
which really pushed the boundaries of like
terrible.
what we could do
I didn't even finish the game.
gameplay and a graphical standpoint, and felt like if we do that, we could actually come even closer to our original vision of what the first game would have been had we not been constrained by technology.
The man killed off Joel within the first hour and a half of the second game on Part 2.
The original
Unbelievable.
creative vision of The Last of Us, I think in a lot of ways was larger than what the PlayStation 3 was capable of.
The tech of the PS5, it's like an open box of tools and goodies that we can play
Creative
from
director and writer, all right.
4K, HDR, improved haptics, 60 frames. Help us to reimagine The Last of Us.
Yeah, I mean, it looks better, right? I'm going to play it. Lord willing, I'm going to play it.
Opportunities to rebuild our characters at the highest fidelity. Not only are the characters more detailed, I mean down to the irises and the pupil depth. You know, you fall into the eyes of the characters.
Yeah, it looks pretty
Aside
good.
from
It looks
that,
real good, actually.
Facial animation is just way more believable. Like all the nuances, all the little subtle reactions, glances, glares, right? Like you get all of it almost closer to sort of the original performances.
So no matter what, you stick to me like glue.
That was one of the
Like
saddest
glue.
parts in the
Right,
game.
Good.
When he got
We're
bit,
able
the
now
little boy.
to not only just
Man, that
have
was
the
sad.
highest fidelity characters in the cutscene.
Damn.
But
Couldn't
also
believe
the
it.
gameplay. It's the same character, so now we can do these seamless transitions in and out. Every part of the game has benefited from seamless transitions and emotional scripting.
Pretty good, huh?
Our stories happen in
PS4,
gameplay,
PS5.
on a stick.
She knew my mom.
All this stuff is designed
Yeah, I mean,
to
that
keep
looks-
you constantly in
That
this
looks way
world.
better.
Riley, come here. Now you got this. Go.
One of the things that the PlayStation 5 is really enabling is that we're able to have a density of physics objects in a scene that we could never do before. Like this has always
The
been
density of physics
the dream is to have
objects?
this number of bumpables, chippables, breakables, destructible objects in a scene. Just makes
Oh,
the
yeah.
world feel rich, makes it feel lived in.
Yeah, you can see the particle effects. It looks pretty good.
Materials kind of have the properties that you'd expect. The turret truck in Pittsburgh, when it's firing at you,
That's where
and
I'm
it's
from,
just
Pittsburgh.
ripping apart the concrete and sending objects flying left and right.
Seeing things break, like there's fear. There's a real fear that it invokes.
And it's giving us a much more dynamic range of gameplay to play with.
Around him!
Our AI tech has just increased incredibly. What we were building the basis off of was The Last of Us Part 2's AI. And it has sophisticated systems for things like the fundamental knowledge model of how these NPCs perceive and understand what the player is much more sophisticated.
Now
Damn.
how the enemies are communicating with each other.
You gotta love that
chasing
shotty,
you,
man.
Flanking you, how
No,
intense
drunk,
that fight
drunk
feels.
man, whatever his name
It's
is.
so much more rewarding coming out of it from the other side.
We waited so long for Part 2, and they come out with that crap, man. Could not believe
The
it.
other big AI improvements is the buddies. The buddies technology that we developed for The Last of Us
The
Part
buddies?
2 has this very sophisticated understanding of like, okay, this is where the enemies can see their exposure. We not only have exposure, we have future exposure. So buddies can know, okay, that enemy is walking forward and they're about to round this corner. So in 3 seconds, that corner is going to be exposed. So I'd better move now to avoid this enemy seeing me. This really lets the buddies make very complex decisions and maintain that feeling of stealth much more believably.
So they increase it, AI.
Another
okay.
big enhancement to the gameplay is that we have this technology called motion matching. Motion matching is this technology that's basically using logic that tries to match the desired movement to a bucket of hundreds of animations. A
Burn 'em.
mocap actor has gone in and run this whole gauntlet of movements to get a really full set of all the different ways a person can move. And then it's basically every frame trying to find the best matching animation that fits the path of where the character is going to go. And this motion model just gives this really seamless sense of transition. The player's movement is just a lot cleaner. It's this really smooth, organic movement through the space.
First, we just had to build that core
That's cool,
experience.
man.
And then beyond that, we
Man, they
wanted
put
to
a
add
lot into this game.
several
That's why it was
features
so
that
damn
fans have been
good.
asking for.
The first one,
For example, we now have a permadeath mode.
permadeath.
Along that, we've added a brand new speedrun mode, so players can time themselves. There's a whole community of gamers that just want to see
Yeah,
how
that
fast
is-
they can play through this game.
Yeah, that's right. Them
Beyond
speedrunners,
that, we
boy, they
added
like
a
that
bunch
kind of stuff.
more of unlockables. So there's all these different outfits for Ellie and Joel that people can unlock.
Oh, that's cool.
A model viewer mode, so people could really appreciate the details. We added award-winning accessibility features.
Every single accessibility option that we offer, that's a barrier removed for someone.
As she surveys the apartment, her eyes wander to Joel. She steps past the couch. He wears the wristwatch Sarah gifted him, which
Yep.
now has a cracked face.
Yeah, it was
To
broken.
my
You could
knowledge,
see
this
it.
is the first PlayStation
Oh, yeah, you
game
see the
that has
hole in it.
audio description built into the game, built into the cinematics.
Now it's nighttime. Joel stirs
What are the
in his
details,
sleep.
man?
And that's really the way we've tried to push the frontier of accessibility on this game.
It's a great. The first one was great. That was a
So much
great
of
game,
the
man.
identity of The
Sad,
Last of Us
man.
is the world.
Damn, it was sad.
We revamped completely the art direction. You know, everything from these expansive vistas that not only are they beautiful, but you feel the environments. You feel the environments in a much more visceral way. The rooftops overlooking the Capitol building, for example, like just the breath of fresh air when you go up there and you just like, you feel that sort of release in tension. And then, you know, to juxtapose that down in the tunnels.
Yeah,
in
the lighting.
wilds,
Look at the
and
lighting,
Get that
man.
dank, flooded tunnel feel, that humidity, you can actually feel it. All these environments are just completely reimagined.
There we go.
Now we got our engine on the PS5, those haptics, the 3D audio, the fast loading. It really creates a much more immersive.
Time to run,
because of
Joel.
that
What the hell
much
you
more
doing?
Emotional experience.
One of the things I absolutely love with the 3D audio in The Last of Us Part 1 is being able to hear an enemy before they sneak up on you.
Yeah, that really
Trying
adds
to
to
do
the
a
game.
stalker fight with the 3D audio is just so much fun. You're hearing them skitter around in a different room, and you're hearing them trying to get it behind you.
3D audio.
Having that two-part reaction of like hearing, turning, seeing,
Yeah.
reacting, it's just really heightens that sense of just being grounded. You are in.
I remember that part,
you
trying
are
to
in
light
this
that
world.
damn generator down there.
Now,
Damn.
with the PlayStation 5, the amount of control that developers have over the Dualsense, it's really, really cool. All the guns in the game have a variable amount of resistance on the triggers when you aim them. The way it works with the bow is that at the very beginning, when they're starting to draw the bow, there's a little bit of resistance.
Look at Ellie's
And
face.
then as the bow gets tauter and tauter, the amount of resistance is increasing. And
All
then
right,
when you
look at her.
release the bow, you're also getting that resistance going out of the trigger.
Hurry up.
When you are aiming and firing the shotgun, you're going to get a haptic vibration on the shot. And then what I think is one of the ways that the DualSense really advances things is you're going to get a haptic vibration on the pump of the shotgun. And what's much more sophisticated about that on the DualSense is that in effect has a little like speaker in it. And it's playing
Yes.
an audio
Yeah, it's
file
true.
that comes through in the vibrations. And those two beats is what you're going to feel on the controller.
What was that dude's name? Paul? Was it
This
Paul
also
or something like
ties
that?
in to the new workbench animations. So
I
if you're
forget.
seeing
That
Joel
was a pretty cool
taking
part of the
apart a
game.
gun or screwing something in or putting a new stock on a gun, that moment where he's like jamming that on, you're going to get that haptic feedback on that. We have, haptics all across the board, for all the moments you kind of expect for
Burn 'em.
clambering, jumping, landing, meleeing, getting melee.
That's right, Ellie
all
can't
those kind of
swim.
high intensity moments we have represented in the haptics. What I personally absolutely adore is the way we can enhance the really quiet, subtle moments of gameplay. So it's like when Joel goes in to pet the giraffe, getting that little light touch on the haptics as he's petting the giraffe.
All right.
To me, that's the essence of The Last of Us. It's the high tension moments, it's the low tension moments, it's all of it feeling grounded. It's you're feeling immersed in this world. It's all about bringing you along with that story in as
Yeah,
many
that's
ways.
cool.
as
I
you
got a
can, and
PS5
that's what
too.
The
That
new
ain't right.
technology on the PlayStation 5
Had it for
is
over a year
allowing.
now. See, I miss Ellie when she was like this, and Joel.
Was that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out.
There's something special about that core experience of playing as Joel and Ellie on this journey.
Yeah, that was
And to
great.
take that experience and really honor it. And
I mean, it's a
keep
a
the
great
authenticity
story.
of it.
This is Joel's brother.
Elevated in every way possible, whether it's pipeline, whether it's art direction, whether it's a technology, everything that allows us to make that experience better. Not different, extremely better. That's why, to me, this is the definitive way to play The Last of Us.
All right, is that it? What is this? September 2nd, 2022. All right, man. Pretty excited about that one. All right, guys. My name is Pitman. Thanks for watching.